I've put the highest overall players into the AHL, and after every single season, I'm going to remove one player from this team. Let's see how long it takes for us to lose the Calder Cup. So with the amount of talent on this team, I expect us to go 72-0 in our very first season, and honestly, it really shouldn't be that tough. Season 1 was an absolute disappointment as Sunnyvale is going to finish with a 71-1 record. We were one game shy of going 72-0. We have the highest rated NHL players on one team together, and we're in the AHL, and we still can't go 72-0. Despicable. It should be no surprise Connor McDavid's going to be leading the way with 51 goals and 68 assists for 119 points. A shout out to Michael Del Zotto because he's going to be the only player in the top 9 not from our team. I think it's safe to say we're pretty loaded. And Vasilevsky, 48 wins, 11 shutouts. I don't care about that. You picked up one loss for us. I'll never forgive you for that. In the postseason, it's going to be a clean sweep in all 4 rounds as we're going 16-0 to win the Calder Cup. Connor McDavid, a fantastic postseason, 16 goals and 7 assists for 23 points. While Vasilevsky, he's going to be posting a .913 save percentage and a 195 goals against with 3 shutouts. With our first spin, Sunnyvale's defense is going to be taking a hit as we're losing Erik Karlsson. But don't worry, we got a great replacement for him in Jim Leahy. Even after losing Karlsson, Sunnyvale's still going to be elite. They're finishing with a 71-1 record once again. Looking at the entire league, David Pasternak's leading the way with 58 goals and 69 assists for 127 points, and the top 9 scorers in the AHL were all from our team. I guess you could say Vasilevsky had an okay season, 47 wins, 12 shouts, and a 126 goals against. I've seen better though. In the postseason, Sunnyvale's going to have the exact same result as last season as they're going 16-0 in the postseason. And MacKinnon, he's going to be leading the way this time around with 26 points. After losing Karlsson last year, we're going to be taking another hit to the defense, and this time around, we're going to be losing Cale Makar. Although Cale Makar is leaving the team, we got Randy BOBANDY replacing him, and when you combine him with Jim Leahy, that's going to be an unbeatable combination. Before we get into this season though, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 33,000 subscribers by the end of the day, and I won't be able to do that if you don't subscribe. So if you haven't already, subscribe, turn notifications on, and help me reach 33k. The loss of Cale Makar is definitely affecting this team as they're only going to finish with 67 wins, but that's not going to stop Artemi Panarin from having a career season. He's picking up 110 points consisting of 36 goals and 74 assists. In the postseason for the 3rd year in a row, Sunnyvale's going to sweep the playoffs, and Matthews, he's going to be leading the way for us this time around, 12 goals and 10 assists for 22 points. Luckily, we're not losing another defenseman with this next spin, but we are going to lose one of our best snipers in Leon Draisaitl. But I got the perfect replacement for Leon Draisaitl, and that's Ricky Lafleur. If you know, you know. Who needs Leon Draisaitl when you got Ricky Lafleur? Because Sunnyvale's going 70-2. This team somehow won an additional 3 games this season after losing Draisaitl and bringing Ricky Lafleur onto the team. Nathan MacKinnon's going to be leading the entire league in points. He's picking up 40 goals and 57 assists for 97 points. In the playoffs, Sunnyvale's going to be taking its first loss, but we're still going 16-1. Although Vasilevsky's going to be dropping 1 game in the postseason, his numbers are still looking fantastic. 16 wins and 4 shots with a .933 save percentage and a 153 goals against. The way this team's looking, I don't think we'll ever be stopped. But it looks like I spoke too soon as we're losing another important piece for the defensive core as Victor Hedman, he's leaving the team. And who are we going to be replacing him with? Trevor Corey. And I'm really concerned about that because I've met cats and dogs that are smarter than Trevor Corey. Sunnyvale's having another fantastic season. We're literally leading the way with 68 wins. And Pasta, he's going to have the best season by far. 126 points, 56 goals and 70 assists. Keep up the fantastic work. While Vasilevsky, a bit of a drop in production this season, 38 wins, 9 shouts, a 924 save percentage, and a 172 goals against. I'm not sure if we'll be able to win a Stanley Cup with those type of numbers. Luckily, we're able to win a Stanley Cup with Vasilevsky in net, but we did drop a game in the 1st and 2nd round this time, so we're starting to lose more in the postseason. That might be a cause for concern, but as long as we have David Pastrnak, I'm not going to worry. He's going to lead all players in the postseason, and things are looking great. So we're losing David Pastrnak with our next spin. Uh-oh. But if you really think about it, who needs David Pastrnak when you got Bubbles? Rumor has it, he would have been the next Wayne Gretzky if you could see a bit better. Actually, that's not a rumor. That's a fact. Even though Sunnyvale continues to lose these great players, they're still looking fantastic, picking up 69 wins this season. While McDavid and Matthews are both going to be leading the way, picking up 101 points each. This was by far the toughest postseason for Sunnyvale. They are able to win another Calder Cup, but they're going to be losing 4 games, including 2 in the Calder Cup final. Luckily, Matthews was locked in. He's picking up 17 goals and 13 assists for 30 points to lead the way. So after losing our leading scorer last season, there's no way it could get worse, right? Yes, it can. We're losing Connor McDavid. With the forward core continuing to crumble, it's only a matter of time before this team completely falls apart. Without Connor McDavid, somebody needs to step up, and that's going to be Nathan MacKinnon. He's picking up 113 points this season. And Vasilevsky, like usual, he's going to hold it down in net, picking up 40 wins and 7 shutouts. Similar to last season, Sunnyvale's going to be taking home another Calder Cup, but they're losing 2 games in the final once again. So for the first time in this video, we're actually going to have a tie for a league leader with a player that's not from our team. Marchand, he's going to be leading all postseason scores with 24 points, but he's also tied with Jordan Spence, who's picking up 24 points as well. So it looks like the team's finally being affected by us losing all these players. The forward core continues to crumble for Sunnyvale, and now we're losing Alexander Ovechkin. Without Alexander Ovechkin, Sunnyvale's going to be having their worst season yet, finishing with a 58-11-3 record. Once again, Nathan MacKinnon's going to be leading the way, but he's not even picking up 100 points. points. And looking at goaltending, I don't even care about Vasilevsky. Cal Peterson, 35 wins, 10 shouts, a 925 save percentage, and a 205 goals against. You could make the argument his numbers are better than Vasilevsky. I mean, yes, he did play 14 more games, but this dude was locked in. We gotta show our respect. Luckily, we're not gonna have to worry about Cal Peterson and the Ontario Reign because they're falling in the first round. In Sunnyvale, they're going on to win another Calder Cup. With this season completed, that just means another star is gonna be leaving the team, and who's that star? It's gonna be Mikko Rantanen. But I don't think the team needs to worry about a drop in production. We got Tyrone and J-Rock on the same line together, and based on their past performances together, we got nothing to worry about. Sunnyvale continues to dominate the AHL as they're picking up 55 wins this season, while Austin Matthews, he's going to lead the way with a 103-point campaign while picking up 53 goals in the process. The 50 overalls are definitely having an impact on the team because Vasilevsky, 88 wins is fantastic, but that 899 save percentage and 270 goals against, that's definitely not a positive sign for what's to come. Especially since out of these top 9 goalies, you have the worst goals against and worst save percentage. You still picked up the most wins though, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, it's time to worry. We might have won a Calder Cup, but in the first round we got taken to 7 games, then in the conference finals we got taken to 6 games, and then we lost 1 game in the Calder Cup final. We ended up losing 6 games in the postseason, including 3 in 1 series. Time might be running out for Sunnyvale, but maybe not because Vasilevsky, he went back into his prime form, posting a 929 save percentage and 189 goals against. These are the numbers I want to see from you night in and night out. But I have a feeling his numbers are going to be dropping because we're losing another fantastic defenseman in Adam Fox. And I'm definitely not convinced looking at this defense. We have Jim and Randy as the second pairing, and then on the third we got Corey and Trevor. And once again, I've met cats and dogs smarter than Corey and Trevor. It should be no surprise, even without a defense, this team's still going to be elite and they're finishing first in the entire league. I don't know why I'm surprised by this, but Brad Marchand, he's going to be leading the entire league, 31 goals and 59 assists for 90 points. Out of all the fantastic players we still have left on this team, I'm just surprised it's Brad Marchand. Okay, Vasilevsky, you might be cooked. I don't know what's going on, my guy, but you were 5th in wins this season. 5th in wins with this team around you. All I can say is I'm worried. This is the second season we've been taken to 7 games, but this time it's happening in the Calder Cup final. Luckily, we're coming out on top, but we've just had 2 straight postseasons where we've went to a game 7. We need somebody to step up. But how can anyone step up if we continue to lose players and we're losing one of our last good defensemen in Roman Josi? So now our entire defensive core is Rasmus Dahlin and 50 overalls. The downfall of Sunnyvale is going to continue as the team's only picking up 53 wins this season. Luckily, Kucherov's going to be stepping up though, and he's picking up 49 goals and 54 assists for 103 points. In the postseason, we're going to be having another 7-game series in the first round, but Sunnyvale, they continue to come out on top in those, and they're making it all the way to the Calder Cup final, and we're taking home another one. And that's going to be entirely due to Nikita Kucherov because he knew this team was down and out, but he's like, nah, I can carry the weight. 18 goals, 21 helpers, 39 points in 22 games, the best postseason performance by anyone yet. So one guy we haven't even mentioned yet is our backup Igor Shesterkin, and we're not going to be mentioning him after this point because we're losing him. With the loss of Shesterkin, we have to entirely rely on Vasilevsky to carry us game in and game out. This man can't take any nights off. I think it's safe to say the team's completely fallen off a cliff. 14th in the entire league, 40, 29, and 3. Wow, the fall off came real quick for this team. Kuch, it was a disappointing season. What can I say? 30 goals, 58 assists, 88 points, not your best season. And Vasilevsky, 32 wins, 20 losses, 1 shutout, a 917 save percentage, and 252 goals against. I understand we lost Shesterkin, but what happened to your numbers, my guy? And not only is Vasilevsky going to be losing more in the regular season, but he's finally losing in the playoffs, and we're going to be falling in the conference finals in 7 games. Although we still have a ton of talent on this team, I think the boys were just getting overworked and they were just too tired to perform in the postseason when it mattered most.